Hello and welcome again to another episode of Nerf News, your number one source for Nerf news on the net. I'm your host Drac, and today we're talking about the new Ultra Amp. I have no context on this guy. We're just going into it pretty raw here. So without any more further ado, let's fire up our one image of this guy, and let's zoom in and start poking around here. So this is the Ultra Amp. Down here is some various, I'm sure, factory leak nonsense, but here we have the blaster itself. The blaster itself is pretty cut and dry, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. What are we looking at? It's an Ultra Stryfe. It's got a 6-round magazine, comes with 6 rounds, comes with the magazine, rev trigger, paneling, crew auxiliary question mark, I don't even know, mag release, and trigger. The trigger looks not super duper comfortable. It just looks really thin inside here. A lot of the Ultra design is about aesthetic and not about actual ergonomic or usability. Obviously, I have tons and tons of gripes about this line. I hate the durability of the ammo. I hate the ammo's non-compatibility with other things. Can't stand how incompatible this line is with everything else. Ironically, one of my primary complaints there is that this comes with a stock attachment point. It's almost like they're paying a little bit of attention. The Ultra Amp, I'm trying to find a battery indicator on here so that we can really see. I mean, we know it's going to be electronically powered. I'm assuming this is going to be a 6 AA battery situation. They're claiming ranges of up to 120 feet. If it's anything like the Ultra 2, which also uses 6 AA batteries, I mean, here, you can even see on the box here, enhance. Anyway, you can see that it's going to require batteries. Their panel's going to be right here on the blaster. You can see that while they're probably going to paint this side, they're absolutely not going to paint the other side. And I mean, maybe this is just from the factory, but can we talk about how boring and bland this looks on the other side? Not only do you have all the screw holes and the warning text boxes, but no deco really leaves you with just white blam, and then black for the grip, the magazine, and the sight. Included sight up here actually looks pretty nice. It would be great if it was removable. Unfortunately, it's not removable. It looks like everything on this blaster, from the foregrip to this muzzle device that realistically does nothing. This muzzle device is part of like a toy safety industry thing where they realistically, for something like this, can't have kids putting anything in it, shooting markers, crayons, etc., fingers. So they have to put some sort of muzzle device on it to try and make it harder to get things into that aperture. Now, we've got a jam door up here. Lord knows it probably won't stay on very long if the Elite 2.0 line is to be believed. But this is poised to be the best electronic Ultra Blaster. The Ultra 1, complete disaster. The Ultra 2, similar story. Big issue there was the articulating of the drum led to a lot of jams in addition to just bad ammo. The high rate of fire, the concavity of the flywheels inside, it just wasn't delivering the kind of accuracy or performance that we expected from something that claims ranges of 120 feet. And I mean, ultimately, they were very, very expensive for something that was just inefficient to feed. These guys still cost about 50 cents a dart. It's a little less now that a lot of retailers have been putting them on sale, probably trying to dump inventory as they go into the holidays to set up for new displays. Whether that's more Nerf displays or competitors in the space, I have no idea. But regardless, we're getting some of these darts on sale, which is good because the darts are basically disposable. Either close range shooting or any sort of modifications to these blasters really just tears these things up if you don't tear them up organically. Don't take my word for it. We're going to talk more about that in a second. So ultimately, what do we have here? Well, we have a built-in foregrip and a built-in muzzle device. We do get the stock attachment point. This appears to be an N-Strike standard stock attachment point as well as a top rail. Those are both great features. I just think that this should be a rail attachment, this should be a muzzle attachment, and this should be a rail attachment that attaches to the muzzle. And maybe that's the case, maybe I'm wrong, but if you look at the box up here, it definitely looks like this is a smooth flush into it. It also looks kind of goofy. It looks like while the Ultra is probably going to be gold, the amp logo looks like it's almost a sticker on here. Just very, very funny stuff. So it's the Ultra Stryfe. It should be the best Ultra Blaster. It looks like it's going to have an incredibly cramped trigger well here. Rev trigger looks half decent. I like that it's got a sling attachment down here and up here. Like, I could see this being modified into a pretty cool 50 cal flinger if you could get everything tuned and up to snuff. That said, in its stock form, nobody should really be supporting Ultra anyway. And the reviews on Amazon make it clear, at least the ones that weren't, you know, paid for by viewers like you. So if we come over here, you can see that, like, these days a Nerf Stryfe actually costs $50. That's crazy to me. I have no idea why this is so expensive. I guess they're trying, hoping against hope that they can convince people to buy a strictly worse version for $25. Ironically, this one will not ship free. LOL. If we come over here, you can see the Ultra 2 actually won't tell you what its price is until you put it in its cart, which is a little sad. But the Ultra 2's price on Amazon is like $22, which tells me that the Stryfe or the Amp is probably going to be $30. At least that's my guess. And I'd love it if you'd comment down below. Do you think that you'd pick one of these up for $30? I'll pick one up exclusively for the review for you guys, but I'm not going to be happy about it. I've been disappointed in every Amazon blaster I've purchased, and that's why it's so important to put genuine reviews up, because clearly, like, and this isn't just a Hasbro thing, this is every major corporation buys 5-star reviews for their products so that they kind of pump up their numbers and people are more likely to purchase them. This one is the most helpful review for the Ultra 2. Cool blaster, bullets not up to the task. And then as you scroll down, you get a lot of stuff about broken darts and jams, etc. and so forth. Like, it's then you have these very cookie cutter, like, clearly designed to answer the questions that people have. Like, question, why does it hurt? Does it use, can I use mega darts? So it just shoots, no need to pump it. Yes, it is battery operated. I could do a whole video making fun of Amazon reviews and then specifically the ones that get upvoted highly, or Amazon questions. In fact, I think it would be pretty funny. But there's plenty of people kind of trying to be earnest in these, and I think that the most effective thing that we can do to signal to the mothership that we would like better blasters is to review their products earnestly and fairly, particularly if you buy them from Walmart.com or Amazon. You owe it to yourself to leave a verified purchase review, because this is just about the most inaccurate star rating for something I've seen on Amazon in a long time. That said, I only pulled up the Ultra 2 not to rag on it too terribly much. I think that the hobby has done that ad nauseum. I pulled it up to say that this is 6-shot flywheel electronic 6 AA battery. This is effectively the same blaster in a far less ergonomic or efficient package. Assuming that the magazine is decent, that'll be a better blaster, and it'll probably cost $30 just because it'll be larger, it'll ship larger, and it theoretically is more featureful. Unless you happen to like the revolver aspect. I actually like that Hasbro finally made a rear-loading revolver. I think that this is one of the finest qualities of the Ultra line, is that they finally did this. I just wish they had done it to a blaster worth having. I brought that up exclusively to talk about that. And as long as we're on the subject of things that make the Amp slightly better than the Ultra 2, I just kind of want to echo that I think that it's very, very strange. My sister Addie pointed out that they're making Ultra magazines for replacement magazines. Clearly they're going to be retailing those. They've been picked up by retailers. The SKUs are in the system. And it's just interesting to me that they're doing that instead of Mega magazines, when the Mega Blasters are at least gimmicky fun and tend to perform in the ways that at least we've come to expect, know, and love. The Ultra has just been very poorly received, and yet we're getting accessories for Ultra. Very confusing. It makes you wonder, like, how deep this hole is to be dug. Ultra being just a fascinating case study in noticing consumer habits and then doing the exact opposite of what they want. I don't understand it. Alright guys, so Hasbro railing time is over. That's the Nerf Ultra Amp. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. My guess is going to be 30 United States dollars. I'm open to the possibility of being wrong. I was $20 off on the Mark II, so I definitely can see how I made a mistake there. I think if anything, I'm going to be under on my estimate of the Amp, but again, who knows? Things that are upcoming on the channel that I just want to make you guys aware of. just kind of as like housekeeping, as long as I have you here checking out the news. And by the way, thank you guys so much for supporting the news content. It is much easier to make from a production standpoint than my regular content, so it's really great that you guys seem to enjoy it and getting your news from me in this way. So let me drag this out the same way that I would on Twitch. And just while I'm saying thank you for that, mod guide for this guy is coming very, very soon. Probably going to take it apart live on Twitch at some point, but the actual mod guide will be here on my YouTube channel for you guys to check out. I'm super excited to see what's behind all of this. I think that that's a pretty exciting concept. So the Mark II is in the pipes. For people on Patreon, thank you so much for your patience. COVID's made it really difficult to get patches for you guys, but all of the end of year patches are going out at the end of this month, so there's still time to get in at that true fan tier. If you're interested, my Patreon is in the description box down below. Mean a lot to me, and the patches are pretty cool. This one is probably my favorite from this bunch. This one's coming soon, and all of these are going out at the end of November. We got super choked because of supply chain issues this year. What are you gonna do? In the grand scheme of global economic things, me getting my patches late is not high on the list. This one is 3D print inspired. You'll note the benchies and then one of my favorite phrases, how the rising tide raises all boats. The third patch is a pretty snarky one. I'll show you the back end of it, but you're going to have to join my Patreon to find out more about it. And then, this is my favorite one. Anybody recognize this girl? It's the best girl. She's actually currently living her best schnoozer life down here. And she just got a haircut, so she might want to say hello. She doesn't. She wants to go back to schnoozing, it would seem. What a lapdog. Alright guys, tonight I'll be live on Twitch doing some Hades runs. I've been enjoying Hades a whole lot, and I think it's going to win Game of the Year, which is pretty cool. As a Hellenic, I think that they did a pretty good job representing a lot of our lore. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/VampireDrac. Mod guide for the Mark II coming soon. We're probably going to try doing the crazy madness that is one video every day in December again. And that pretty much covers it. Thanks so much for watching. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.